So the first thing is have a growth mindset. And so instead of discounting yourself, right? Think of things as being half full. Think of the yes already, right? Think of I'm already there versus the opposite. What one of the things about growth mindset is that we are agile learners, right? We don't have a fixed mindset. So it means that we're constantly learning. As long as we're living, we are learning. Every moment is an
Yes.
opportunity to learn something. So have a growth mindset of this is tough, but I can get through, right? I
Yes.
failed, but I learned something from that. I'm going to fail forward, right? I learned something from that. And really that's so key. And that's what I've learned when I've led with my teams is that we start to kind of normalize humanity, right? We're going to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always going to go right, but what did you learn from it? Like instead of getting, being in these cultural punitive areas, especially in the workplace,
Yeah.
as leaders have to create an environment and a culture where our people can learn. That's natural. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have failures, but really like let's highlight, okay, you failed, right? But what did you learn from that? So that's the first point.
Yes.
Growth mindset, be an agile learner. What did you learn from a failure and fail forward? So that's one point. Two is we also talk about this too is get out your head. A lot of us, especially as African American women, we have that imposter syndrome that is like we're faking it or we're not really doing what we're wanting to do or we're feeling like we're not worthy of the opportunities that are before us. We're a lot of times have to be overqualified, right? And we have to do extra just to get noticed sometimes, right? And so get out of our minds and see ourselves as we are already conquering, right? We're already in that
Yeah.
place and we're already there. So get out of our heads because a lot of times we're listening to the negative thought. We're thinking of the defeat before we even try. So get out of your head.
Yes.
Okay. And then
Yes.
the last is stop playing safe, right? So we get
Mm.
complacent. We stay places for decades and we're not fully
Yes.
fulfilled, right? We're not fully fulfilled. We know we have more that's in us, right? We get complacent. So stop playing it safe. Take a risk, right? There's times when we start to
Yes.
outgrow our current state. When you outgrow that current state, you need to move from it. It's like those jeans, right? Like we can't button them up anymore. They're uncomfortable. We got to go to that next size, right? Or we need to go get the yoga pants, right? So we can have some stretch. We can have some room. So stop playing it and move out of that place of complacency where you're not truly maximizing and leveraging your God-given talents, right? Because we've learned that your gifts will make room for you, right? But you can't keep
Absolutely.
playing it safe. You got to take that risk and move out. There's so much more for you when you start to take those risks and start to maybe gamble on your own self or bet on your own self for your
That's right.
success. So
I
growth
love
mindset,
those. Those are
yeah,
powerful.
yeah. So like the
So
GPS,
say
I
all
like
three
I,
of them again.
yeah, I
Say
like the
all
G,
three
I
of them
like
again.
S. G, growth mindset. Two, the other G is get out your head, and the S is stop playing it safe. GGS.
Yes. I
Those are
love
my
it.
three.
That is powerful. And I hope you guys wrote those down. Those are really things to live by for 2024. Kim, it has been such an honor and a blessing to have you on again. You are so on fire. And I'm so happy about what really where God is taking you. And I'm going to constantly be looking at you and seeing what you're doing. But if people wanted to get in touch with you, is there a way that they can do that?
Absolutely. I'm on LinkedIn as Kim underscore J underscore Scott. I'm on Facebook as Kimberly Scott and on IG as Kim underscore J underscore Scott. You can email me at kim@kimjscott.com. And I want to thank you, Coach Charlene, for having me again. In this world of the next thing and new content, um, I feel really special because you asked me to come back. And that means a lot.
Yeah.
And just your whole attitude about pouring in to others is going to just, you say I'm on fire, you're on fire, and I see you and I appreciate you and I want to thank you and give you your flowers now, because
Oh.
people like you who see things in other people, because we know we're going to get things done through relationship and through our
Yeah,
connectivity
absolutely.
and inclusion. So I thank you so much, and I wish you all the best. Your podcast, I
Oh.
watched it on YouTube, and I'm really inspired. So this is, you ain't seen
Well,
nothing
thank
yet.
you.
Yes.
Yay. That's right. Yeah, I'm excited for 2024 because there's going to be so much that happens. Now, I think, Kim, I'm not trying to be like negative, to be honest, but I think that what I see is that things may get challenging, but that's
Hmm.
why we have to be better. We have to
That's
get better. We have to
yes.
become more resilient. We have to love harder. We have to really lean into our passion. And I think that's what I like. The energy that I get from you is so powerful that you can't be around you and be depressed. You
No,
can't.
don't do what you do to me. I'm gonna turn it around. Like I have some people
No.
be like, it's like they start complaining. I'm like, but you woke up this morning, but you breathing, but you have a roof
Hey.
over. You got like, shut up, Kim. I'm like, for real. We have to really have an attitude of gratitude and really appreciate
Yeah.
things. A lot of people didn't wake up this morning, right? That's a gift. Today
Yes,
is a gift to
absolutely.
maximize that. But you're right. You're right. And that's where the whole resilience piece come in. And I'm a co-author of the Diaries of a Resilient Black Nurse. And so if you want a copy, please do reach out to me
Yes.
at Kim J. Scott. Kim at kimjscott.com. If you want a copy, I'll autograph it and send it to you myself. But as you said, those challenging times is what makes us, which sharpens, our irons, which really help us to have a testimony, which is also important to tell your story. You can look at
Yeah.
me and put a label on me and think that I had a privileged life until you know my story, until I tell you my story and you hear it. And that's going to have a changing impact on people's lives. No one has your story. So please tell your
That's
story.
right.
Please tell your
Yes,
story.
somebody is waiting for you to just release that sound so that they can really be healed. Somebody might be even, I used to hear one of my mentors say, you know what? Until you get ready to step up and share your voice, there's somebody over in the corner just depressed and crying and waiting for Charlene to move beyond herself to say what's on her heart to say so you can touch those lives. And I never forgot that because, really, there's so much suffering in the world. But when you have that resilience in you and you have that love in you to touch humanity, then that is your responsibility to touch humanity. So I really applaud you.